Phoenix and Diamond have returned for more Verminous. And let me get the
Vermis.
Vermis. I keep adding a syllable to it. Vermis.
You keep calling it verminous, and it's like, no, it's not vermin, no.
I know, I keep messing it up. Alright, so let us continue. Vermis. Vermis, the pestilent minds. Why does this sound louder than usual?
I don't know. It's a little scary.
I don't know, it feels weird. Anyways. The pestilent mines. The birthplace of the curse is for a forsaken labyrinth of pure horror, plagued by the abominations. Only the mad and the accursed can freely wander around this perstillant tunnel?
Pestilent.
Pestilent tunnels. I don't know why that was hanging me up. The stench
It's
is
a word you don't normally see.
Yeah. The stench is unbearable, and the shadows hide blood-starved monstrosities and secrets that should remain unknown for the good of mankind. The dream. Soon, desperation turns to relief as the mist gently embraces you while the waters cover your body like silky sheets. Those Egyptian silk sheets.
I don't think they're gonna be Egyptian.
Well, once you start dreaming, you find yourself in a haunted scene. The mist is gone, and so are the trees. The sky is pitch dark, and the crescent moon shines prominently. If you look down, you may notice how the once sandy bottom has turned into a dismal sight. A sea of corpses that extends as far as the eyes can see. It crunches under your every step.
Man. Massive Funger vibes.
Funger?
Fear and Hunger.
Oh.
Yeah, they call it Funger.
Aspect of the dream. The noiseless waltz. A twisted figure emerges from the shadows. The aspect of the dream draws its blade gracefully and starts swinging at inhuman speed. Go fight this. To fight this. One IRIC. Woneric? Where? Woneric. What?
Where is it?
What is this word?
Honoric.
Honoric foe. You must find a moment of exposure and slice the slumbering visage. The aspect is as nimble as it is fragile. One single hit can end the illusion, but its movements made it a challenging task. If the aspect's stinger crosses your heart, the dream will end, and soon will your life. Your body will be consumed by the mist, never to be found.
It's basically, if you die in a dream, you die in real life. So.
You die in the dream, you die in real life.
Yeah. It's one of those scenarios where, like, if you get killed in the dream, you die in real life, and you're just fucked.
Yes. None have awakened from the dream. Resist not, and your flesh shall be banished, so your soul can rest under the peaceful waters among many others. So has this been killing everyone, I guess? All the other bodies?
It could be.
Yeah. Okay. Awakening. Once the dream shatters, you woke up in the silver swamp. Now the mist is gone, and sounds of insects, water, and birds surround you completely. With your clothes soaked through, you soon start to feel the cold of the breeze.
Oh, God.
Sunk in the now crystal waters, you find the memory of the stinger, a unique blade, a physical remnant of the dream. Memory of the stinger. As long as it ain't cursed. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
A thin masked man. You can distinguish a slender figure looking at you from the shore. The slim stranger is wearing a big cloak and holding a wooden mask to his face, slightly peeking through it. Now I've seen it all. What a spectacle scene I'm witnessing. You were surely one of a kind. Not only did you survive, but somehow vanished the fog. I happened to be looking for someone.
It's because we defeated the aspect of the dream.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
I happened to be looking for someone. I thought it was you for a second, then the mist suddenly dissipated. I've been entrusted to deliver an important message. I'm afraid I have no time to waste. You're quite an interesting fellow. Hopefully we won't meet again. May Dorvis guide your way. I think that's one of the gods. The man ventures.
Yeah, that is one of the gods.
The man ventures deeper into the swamp, leaving you behind. See, the Flutewood Forest, a song of the occult. Into the forest. From the top of the hillock, the starting view of the whole Flutewood Forest makes you feel minuscule. The landscape is filled with distant whistling, making you wonder about the nature of this world. You go down the hill, ready to face the unknown. Flutewood trees can grow up to 230 feet tall. Their trunks are full of holes that go right through them and make flute-like sounds when the wind blows. In the withering nights, the forest performs a spine-chilling symphony that can frighten even the bravest. The Flutewood tree trunk. They got all these holes. They make weird sounds.
Yeah, it's like a flute playing in the middle of nowhere, and you're just like, ugh.
Vagrant's Crown. These stone structures are to be found all around the land. Four stoic expressions adorn their sides, but erosion and time have made most of them unrecognizable. Those who respect these monuments leave a few strands of hair or cloth tied around them so that the ones who come after can tell how many have ventured into the lands they are about to enter. To be shady as a bold crown is a common saying that refers to how a vagrant's crown without any strands marks a dubious or dangerous place not to be trusted. That doesn't make any sense, though.
Well, if you're leaving a strand of hair, you're telling other adventurers that they're safe going that way, and if people don't leave their hair at that area, it's like, don't go there, it's not trustworthy.
I guess it would be which direction you put the hair, because it's like,
yeah,
is it for coming to or coming from, or just because you leave a hair doesn't mean you don't encounter danger later down the line, you know?
True. I'm just going off of the culture of the place.
Yeah. Murgo's Domain, Figure 1, Figure 2. The Holy Seeds. Devotees of Murgo concentrated to protect the holy land of their god and destroy possible threats. They live with Murgo's grace. To prove their devotion, they rituously rip their guts out, or inflict other lethal wounds on themselves. Their lives will continue as long as they remain faithful to their god. Sacred Beacon, Sacred Ground Priest. Rose. Shrines.
I mean, that's a form of devotion, but goddamn.
Yeah, no thank you. Shrines of Murgo. It is thought that every spark of plant life grows from one of Murgo's severed limbs. He is the father of everything that is green. These shrines are scattered around the woods and are often filled with offerings like seeds, berries, and occasionally flesh. Trees always grow around the shrines of Murgo. Oh gosh.
Smells like some Cinderella horse honky.
Hateful creatures that lurk among the Flirtwoods. The Flutewood Forest is full of life and death. Its infamous reputation comes only for being the witch's homeland, but also for how little is known about it. The brave souls who venture into the woods do not usually come back to tell their tales. This is where all the witches are. These bitches.
Ooh. These bitches with, like, no bodies, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Mole goblin. Blind creatures with extendable jaws and prehensile noses capable of detecting their prey from very far away. Giant acid slug. Huh?
I'm just imagining the nose like moving like a prehensile tail.
Ew, gross. No.
Well, I mean, they called it a prehensile nose.
Yeah.
Like, how else was I supposed to imagine that?
I guess. Giant acid slug. These monsters set their nest high on the top of the trees and hang in cocoons, waiting to drop and melt their prey in seconds. Old goblin. Elder beings from a lost civilization. They usually hide to catch their victims off guard and then stab them to death.
Well then.
Sacred ground deacon. Murgo's limbs. They are usually found escorting a sacred ground priest. Oh, that was the, like, weird vagina-faced motherfucker.
Ew.
That guy. Mud child. Made of mud and dirt by the forest witches to serve as their minions. A goblin knight. The goblin knight is a formidable foe, the last of the Green Hand Order.
Huh.
Sacred ground priest. Murgo's limbs. They wander around the woods while preaching the words of Murgo, always guarded by deacons. Excuse me. Blind witch. The disembodied heads of witches. They use their long hair as wings, flying around their prey while chanting sinister melodies. Yeah, they're kind of like the weird ghosty creatures from Franbo, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that fly with their hair.
Well, they turn into bugs. They don't necessarily fly with their hair.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Helmet's beast. A nightmarish beast like no other. Not a single monster who has faced this demon has made it out alive. Or Hamlet's beast? Hamlet's beast.
Hamlet?
Forest doll. Creatures made of twigs and wood that resemble elderly women. They move slowly in a haunting manner. A walking shield. Spider-like creatures that hide underground and use their oddly shaped abdomens to lure their prey and also as protection. Velvet witch? Velvet witch. The most common type of witch, named after their pale or velvet witch, velvet skin, and known for their frightening hexes, along with their appetite for children.
Oh, hey. You're an infant seeker, so
yeah,
these
that's
bitches have probably been stealing babies.
Yeah, that's probably who the infant seeker is seeking out. Marionette swordsmen, also known as witches' blades, since they are mere puppets primarily used as weapons by their crafters. Elder Mushman. If they wish so, Mushmen can help you with valuable information, but they can also provide malevolent advice to help you find death. Morning Nightlight.
So just be careful around the mushrooms.
Yeah, they can lie to you. They'll be friendly, but they can lie to you. Morning Nightlight. They ominously float over water bodies like lakes or ponds while making a sound similar to crying woman, known to be a bad omen. House without windows. After some time walking, hidden in the forest, you find what appears to be the perfect place to rest. You soon notice the house does not have any windows, maybe in an attempt to keep the forest's incessant melody at bay. You don't perceive any sound or light coming from within. Inside the house, you can distinguish in the shadows a small fireplace and a couple of rotten sacks of flour alongside some bed sheets. Everything is covered with dust, and you can feel the dampness in the air. Once you close the door, everything goes completely dark, and you finally get the rest in peace while hearing the distant whispers of the wind coming from the fireplace.
Well, at least we can get some good night's sleep.
Yeah. A dream. You dream of lost ancient lands you have never seen, brimming with life and full of serenity. A clear sky is mirrored on the crystalline waters. The mist from the distant waterfalls dampens your skin. The lingering water shines like diamond dust in the air. You find comfort in the soothing view. Suddenly you wake up soaked and wet. A dazzling fire lights the whole room. The pressure in the air feels overwhelming, making it difficult to move or breathe. Muffled sounds slowly turn into a deep, guttural voice that violently chants in a language you cannot understand, filling the room and piercing your ears. You feel like you're having a nightmare. The witches!
The witches!
Your heart is racing, confused, frightened, unable to process the situation. You try to get up quickly to escape the house. Your legs tremble in fear while trying to stand up. When you pass in front of the fireplace, you notice something truly bizarre. A room without shadows. You realize...
Oh, shit.
You realize how, despite the intense light, you do not cast a shadow. As the chant gets louder, you feel more and more debilitated, as if each word were adding more weight to your shoulders, crushing you under it. Curse.
Oh shit, we're hit with curse.
If you listen to this chant for too long, a curse will be inflicted upon you. The bearer of this curse will suffer a fate worse than death for as long as the blasphemer wishes, never being allowed to die. A punishment yet unworthy of the sin, said Marco before inflicting the eternal curse upon Galak. Oh, we're getting some god drama there.
Ooh.
Some god drama, some god lore.
Yeah, like, oh man.
Hopelessly trying to escape the room, you run for the door. It is closed tight, but due to the wood being rotten and humid, slamming into the door a couple of times knocks it down. You fall to the ground outside along with the door, gasping for air while feeling the wet grass under your fingertips and the breeze of the forest chilling the sweat on your back. You feel relief. After recovering from the horrific experience, you look back and see the room in complete silence and darkness. In the fireplace among the ashes, a small shine catches your eye.
Ooh.
Upon closer inspection, you make a gruesome discovery. The fireplace is cold and the ashes are old, covered with spiderwebs and dust, as if the fire was not really there moments ago. The shine in the ashes comes from a ring inlaid in deep red gems. If you pick up the ring, you will notice how it is attached to something buried in the ash, a severed mummified hand that is missing the tip of one of its fingers. You can take the ring if you wish. Ring of the Singing Fire. The wearer of this ring will be able to conjure burning flames around the weapon upon touching the steel for a few seconds. The effect only lasts for about 5 minutes and cannot be applied again until the steel loses all warmth. That sounds cool.
It does, but you have to think about the drawbacks.
What drawbacks?
Oh, my internet shut for a minute.
It didn't give me any drawbacks other than, like, there's a wait time to use it again.
Oh. Then take it.
Yeah. While inspecting the fireplace, you might notice a strong smell coming from the chimney. Avoid looking up. Now somewhat rested, you may continue on your journey. You see that motherfucker up there?
Oh, God. Ugh. Nasty.
Nasty. I think that's the first image I saw that got me interested in Vermis. This one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. Okay.
I just like the whole thought. It's a strategy guide.
Mm-hmm. which is kind of something I wanted to do, like for an original story, is do something like this. So that's why I'm like really interested in it. Into the Forgotten Realm. Oh my god, D&D, no. Heading 2 nights north, long after passing the house without windows, you notice how the scenery around the path is suddenly littered with small ruins covered in moss. As you go deeper into the woods, excuse me.
Oh.
The small ruins give way to a huge tower and castles engulfed by nature. It's like a goblin.
Oh, yeah, goblin.
Guess a bunch of ruins. A bunch of trees.
That's pretty.
A forlorn kingdom. You can look around, but you will not find anything besides mossy bricks. These ruins are as old as the forest itself. Everything has been consumed by nature long ago. Of all the ruins scattered around, the one that stands out the most is an imposing mausoleum. As you get closer to it, you will be able to discern noises coming from inside in between the forest whistles. The Green Sun Ruins. Get that. Treasure chest.
Sounds like
Looks
sounds
like
like some Gowan stuff.
looks like there's the tomb here.
Oh yeah.
Long ago, the Goblin Princess's life slowly faded away due to a rare illness, and so did the Green Hand Order. The Green Sun Mausoleum was built shortly afterward to preserve and venerate the body of the princess. Very few goblins remain. Even so, they shall guard the beloved corpse. Let's see. The Necromancer. The Necromancer is a dark-stricken creature that hides behind its many summons. Crazy, mad, and even insane bones. This guy makes the bones.
That's a lot of bones.
That's a lot of bones. Hamlet's Beast? The starving beast has remained in that pit for many years, constantly begging for food, resting on a nest of bones of those who once fell. Old Goblin. A couple of goblin guards are in charge of Hamlet's Beast. They make sure nothing comes of the pit. Like Gobbler. A twisted abomination full of limbs, a single look at this contorted face can make you go mad. The Goblin Knight. The last of his kind, the Great Goblin Knight awaits next to the princess's chamber, bound by his oath. Vermis.
Oh, yeah.
Walking the rotten bed with silver sheets. Walking the rotten bed with silver sheets. Dying night. You hear distant grunts among the ruins, so you decide to investigate. You will find a knight lying below a tree, holding his hands to his stomach while his blood pours out. I guess I'm not going to die alone. Well, that is a relief. Oh, thanks.
No, thank you. Thanks.
It is funny how even a stranger can bring solace when one is consumed by despair. Many before me have never returned from these woods. Nonetheless, I thought I would be different. For me, I have sinned of arrogance. Would you do a favor to a dead man? Bring me the box. He points to a small entrance on the side of the building. Green Sun Gate. Wait, what's the box? What's the box? What's in the box?
The box.
Oh no, what's in the box?
Ah.
Yeah. Green Sun Gate. The main gate is guarded by a big red skeleton equipped with sword and shield. The floor is stained with fresh blood, and so is its sword. Red skeletons are bigger and stronger than Mad Bones. If you want to avoid a tough battle, you can always look around for another entrance. The first thing you see when you enter the building is a horde of skeletons surrounding a hooded figure with glowing blue eyes. The necromancer notices your presence instantly. He slowly raises his hand, pointing towards you while stepping back. The skeletons start coming out of the ground, trying to grab your legs. In order to defeat this foe, you should avoid fighting his skeletal servants. Instead, slay your way to the necromancer and stab him with all your strength. A single hit will bring him down. The fallen body of the necromancer will turn the ashes in a matter of seconds, leaving behind only his single-horned helmet. Following this, all the remaining skeletons in the room will fall, returning to their natural state. The Prince of Bones is a necromancer ceremonial helmet. It does not grant the wearer any special attributes while they are alive besides changing the color of their eyes to blue. But if they die with the helmet on, they will return to life as a necromancer. Prince of Bones, necromancer ceremonial helmet. Okay, but would that fuck me up? I'm assuming that fucks me up.
That would probably fuck you up.
Yeah. An ivory chest lies at the back of the room at the feet of a dilapidated statue. The chest is perfectly preserved and covered with beautiful ornamentation. It likely houses a valuable object of importance. When you approach the chest, the floor opens beneath your feet. You try to grab onto the bricks, but your fingers slip off the mossy surface and you fall helplessly into the void. This is the only way to access the underground chambers. It is a fall you must take to advance your journey. Sometimes mistakes can lead to the true path. Okay. The Beast's Nest. A bed of slimy bones breaks your fall. The stench of death clouds your senses. A pair of glowing yellow eyes cast a flimsy light into the macabre surroundings. To survive this voracious beast, you must avoid looking directly into its eyes. A single glance could petrify your skin, leaving you in agonizing pain and paralyzed for the beast to feast on your flesh. So that's the petrification status.
Oh shit.
Shield of Truth. The nest is full of rotting weapons and armor from the beast's victims, but one stands out, a blue shield with a big shiny gem. If you clean the putrid blood off its surface, you will see your own reflection as clear as a mirror. This mirror-like shield is the key to escape the nightmare.
Oh god.
Oh goodness. If you make it out of the pit, you will find yourself in the humid dark room with a beam of light coming from the trap door on the ceiling. You will hear noises and murmurs coming from the shadows. Old Goblin Garden. The goblins are shocked to see someone coming out of the pit. They are paralyzed with fear. Weak and old, neither dare face the warrior who slayed the beast. You may now make your way to the next room covered in the blood of your enemies or not, depending on the path you have chosen. I don't see any reason to kill the goblins if they're not attacking you. Just honestly.
Oh yeah. Like, let them be, maybe.
Yeah.
Because they just want to serve their princess.
Yeah. The Alluring Shrine. You find a small room leading to a long hallway full of arches. Once you step into the room, a glowing object immediately catches your eye. A chest glows with an ominous deep green aura. You look at the chest, wondering what wonders could be hidden within it. Oh. That wasn't what I expected. Lights of Madness. The light gobbler awaits behind the chest, luring its prey with an intense light that comes from its gaping mouth. Once you get close enough, the bewitching light turns into violent flashes. Light gobblers use these flashes to confuse and frighten their prey. Being exposed to these bursts of light will turn you insane for the rest of your life. That is, if you make it out alive. These creatures' movements are extremely fast and resemble those of an insect. They inflict insanity. Inside the chest lies the royal spine, a gold-plated estoc, E-S-T-O-C, covered in jewels. This weapon is clumsy to handle and very heavy. It is beautiful as it is useless. Royal spine, a sacred weapon meant only for the blue blood. Yeah, that doesn't look very helpful.
Goodness gracious.
Walking the broken path. You walk through the long corridor. The ruined structure lets the sun peek through the ceiling, casting its light against the deep green moss. A delicate voice echoes through the corridor. Please let them be. This is not a place for thy kind. Begone, I beg thee. Tears and sorrow, a lost promise. Goblin Knight. Cast of the green hand blades, protector of the grave, faithful friend of the princess. A threatening presence stands in the middle of the room. This odd-looking armor presents the main physical characteristics of goblins, but his imposing stature does not match that of them. He casts a pair of wavy war axes. As soon as he notices your presence, he starts walking toward you. This formidable foe fights with slow yet aggressive movements. A direct blow from one of his axes could be fatal. If you carefully avoid or block his attacks for some time, you will eventually exhaust him. That would be the best moment to thrust your weapon into one of the openings of his armor. Once you hurt him enough, he will fall to his knees. The Goblin's Last Breath. Exhausted, the Goblin Knight turns his head, staring into the dark hallway. He contemplates it for a few seconds, then screams at the top of his lungs and rises once again. Blood pours from his wounds like a fountain due to the pressure. He's going berserk. The knight will not last long, but he will battle fiercely until the very end. The knight falls into a puddle of blood and stops moving almost immediately. As if he is drained of every drop of energy, the long fight is over. You cannot use his armor or axes because they're extremely heavy, but you can remove the upper half of his helmet and take it with you, revealing that he was, in fact, a human after all. Interesting. The Princess's Chamber. The ruins are in absolute silence. The last room awaits you. You stare into the darkness of the hallway. Your eyes discern a dim light at the end, probably coming from the cracks in the ceiling. You can feel the tension in the air as you walk through the corridor. It feels somehow wrong, but also like the right thing to do. You feel a light pressure on your chest, a feeling you cannot fully grasp. Oh god, the text is kind of fucked up. The princess slumbers peacefully in her casket. No one but those whose hearts left their bodies long ago would ever dare disturb the graceful damsel. Buried with her most beloved possessions, the princess remembers better times. She thinks about the goblins and her father. You can take with you 2 relics from the princess. A rusted old crown. You can notice that it used to have gems embedded in it, but now they are missing. A highly decorated bronze box. It has an inscription on a language you cannot understand on the back. It is closed tight. Once you exit the chamber to walk your way back, you witness an uncanny scene. A pale woman with a sad expression kneels before the Goblin Knight's corpse. Her skin is lumpy and full of wounds. Her hair floats as if she were underwater. The vision lasts half a second. If you return to the tree at the entrance, you will find the dying knight below it, holding his last breath. If you carry the box with you, he will mutter, I cannot believe my eyes. Thank you. You are a saint. Oh, I guess I misread what he was saying before.
Goodness.
For some reason, I assumed he pointed to a small entrance on the side of the building meant the box was, like, next to the entrance and not inside the tomb for some reason. That's what I was like, wait, what's in the box? Wait, what? And that's why I misinterpreted that. Give him the box or keep the box. The knight grabs the box nervously, then he pulls out a key from one of his pockets and opens it. Inside there's a shiny green ring. The knight holds it tight and suddenly he bursts into flames. Once the fire burns out, only ashes are left. Keep the box. Oh, I see. I should have expected it. Too much to ask of a stranger. If at some point you force the box open, it will be empty. So neither of those really get you anywhere.
Yeah.
Now you must continue your journey. Vermis, the immortal blades. Heels, gaze, sleeping blade, sword of punishment. That's a piece of shit sword. That's a shit sword. Demon's tongue, dagger of guilt, dragon wrath. Swords that appear in many tales and legends. All of them are one of a kind. They are indestructible due to the magic that forged them. Each one has unique special abilities. Some of these blades have taken the lives of demons, emperors, and emperors across time. Now they rest hidden around the world, not to fall into the wrong hands. On the way to the highlands. Long past the ruins, heading north, you will be entering the Fleetwood Highlands. The cold air fills your lungs. Oh my god, ads! Okay, we're back. Fuck.
Oh boy.
Okay. On the way to the Highlands, long past the ruins, heading north, you'll be entering the Fleetwood Highlands. The cold air fills your lungs, and the Fleetwood's melody takes on a higher pitch, turning violent. As you hike higher, a landscape starts to peek through the trees. A scintillating? What is that word?
Huh?
That is a weird word. It's Scintillating. Scintillating sunset is mirrored on a lake that splits the vast highlands in half, and just a flimsy wooden bridge between them, swaying gently in the breeze. A long walk. While walking through the highlands, you reflect on the journey. Have you gone far enough? Do you know where you are going? Perhaps you do not want to know. Is our path already decided? Should we walk mindlessly until we eventually reach our destination? Or are we the ones who make the path? Is our way to the end what truly matters, or does the value of the journey rely on the destination? The flute would sing while the dry leaves crunch beneath your feet. You come across a vagrant's crown without any strands of hair or cloth tied around it. Your thoughts are interrupted by this strange occurrence. The false witch near the bridge. In the distance, you see a shadow sitting on a tree stump, wearing a long dress and pointy hat. As you approach her, you notice a long black tongue that protrudes between her wrinkled lips in a gruesome manner, and you can tell something is off about her face. She appears to be wearing a mask depicting a witch. The fact that the resting figure bears any resemblance to a witch makes you instantly distrust her. When she notices your mistrust, a quiet, gentle voice speaks beyond the mask. Please fear not, traveler. Despite one's appearance, I am no witch. I am Vihura, daughter of Derma. Normally I do not wear these kinds of garments, but the witches took my younger brother and I plan to rescue him by infiltrating their convent. Yeah, good luck with that. As far as being a perfect plan, it is far from being a perfect plan, but I'm telling it to you because I need someone like you to clear the path. I would be very grateful. Hands you the following item, Crooked Fang, commonly used by the wandering angels to achieve inhuman strength and reflexes. Ooh, sounds good. The Uncrossable Path. The first thing you notice when you arrive at the bridge is the big imposing figure standing in the middle of the feeble structure, carrying an axe and a shield. His cape waves violently with the howling gales. The menacing shape. As you step onto the bridge, the menacing knight slowly approaches you. The bridge trembles with every step. The knight draws his axe and points it at you. At this point, while the foe walks your way, you have the chance to use the Crooked Fang and release its potent venom into you. You start to feel how your senses sharpen. You feel the creaking of the wood below your feet and hear the adulated breathing of the enemy from several feet away. Your surroundings move slower and your eyes perceive the air currents as clearly as a symphonic score. You can feel the growing tension in your muscles as your blood heats. All the effects will last for 5 minutes and then you will pass out instantly. Oh gosh. The Falling Giant. The knight prepares to charge against you, letting out a screeching war cry while raising his axe. The next thing you see is the warrior helplessly falling into the waters beneath the old wood planks. The old wood planks could not resist his weight. Astonished by what just happened, you compose yourself to analyze the situation. If you use the Crooked Fang, the wisest choice would be to get to the end of the bridge as soon as possible, before you pass out and fall off, suffering the same fate as the knight. Once on the other side of the bridge, you notice how the oppressive flutewood landscape is replaced with clear skies and endless hills full of cedars. The breeze blows gently. After days surrounded by the unrelenting melody of the flutewoods, the absence of the whistles makes for a heavily silence, interrupted only by the chirping of the birds and the wind blowing through the leaves. Shade Sanctum, Home of the Unseen. An enormous structure rises to the top of the highest hill, casting a shadow that engulfs the landscape. You may make your way to the building as the sun goes down. The gigantic sun with a grin expression that decorates the main gate makes you feel minuscule and uneasy. The contrast with the sky makes it difficult to discern what is inside. The sun is almost down, and the pinkish skies have now turned into an intense orange. You think about the false witch. Did she cross the bridge while you were unconscious? Will she ever make it to the coven? The sloping hills make for an arduous climb, but thanks to being rested, you do not feel any exhaustion. You even get to enjoy the peaceful serenity. I don't want to know what that skeleton be doing. The Silent Keeper.
Doing something.
It looks like he's throwing it back.
Oh God.
When you approach the gates, your heart skips a beat, seeing a large skeleton standing inside, completely still and silent. Its bones are covered in moss. Its unnerving presence makes your heart go faster, and the air suddenly feels heavier. If you try to look away, you will notice that your vision slowly fades away, and an intense pressure starts pounding in your head. 2 coins. The gate behind the skeleton is abnormally dark. Not a shape nor dim light can be discerned from the outside, as if the sunlight could not get through the door. After you keep eye contact with the skeleton for some time, the bones start moving. The skeleton extends both hands forward, slowly opening its hands to reveal a pair of coins, one in each hand. The 2 coins are presented to you. One is made of silver and the other one is made of mud. If you take either of the coins, the building will disappear in a blink of an eye. In order to pass through the gate, you must give the skeleton a coin, the type which depends on your will. If your will is low, you should place a silver or bronze coin in the skeleton's right hand. If your will is high, one made of mud on the left hand. If you give the skeleton the wrong type of coins or place the coin on the wrong hand, you will be inflicted with a curse. Silver coin, mud coin. Interesting.
Well, you have a high will,
Yeah,
if I remember right.
I think so. Yeah.
And I have a lower will than you.
Excuse me. The Shade Sanctum. A large, dark corridor with 1,000 eyes greets you inside. The air is filled with distant smell of cold, wet stone. It takes a few minutes for your eyes to adjust to the pitch-dark environment. The Shade Sanctum is a merciless labyrinth full of monstrosities and deadly traps. Only the brave and foolish have dared to wander through the nightmarish hallways. The entrance is full of statues with deep, hollow eyes and open wounds on their stomachs. Other than that, every one of them is different. Some of them have silver coins in their eyes. Being surrounded in the dark by these ghoulish figures sends a chill down your spine. You will find the symbol numerous times around the Shade Sanctum in walls, ceilings, and small shrines. Its meaning is unknown to you. The first time you see the symbol is on a mural at the end of the Thousand-Eyed Corridor. You do not notice anything strange after looking directly at it, at least at first. However, you soon realize that every time you blink, for a fraction of a second, you can see the symbol etched in the back of your eyelids. What? That's weird. What the hell?
Goodness gracious.
The labyrinth. The Shade Sanctum is divided into several levels, each one reaching deeper into the underground. As one descends, the darkness becomes more and more dense, to the point where not even flames can pierce the shadows. No one has found the bottom of the labyrinth yet. It may not exist at all. Defeat a knight. Lying in a niche that says niche, not ditch, niche. Lying in a niche near the entrance, you will find a gloomy figure dressed in opulent armor covered in emeralds. The knight hears your steps and starts talking. Someone please unshackle me from this terrible curse upon the living. Fear. My mind is clouded with death. I cannot think. I cannot act. Why should I keep fighting? We are all doomed to become forgotten bones. Near him you can find a torch. It should be useful on your journey through the labyrinth. Okay. Give me a second, I'll be right back.
Anyway, welcome back.
Okay, welcome back. So we're seeing this weird symbol in our eyelids.
Bleh.
At first sight, the room seems empty, but for a palpitating lump of flesh in the corner of the room. Ugh. Completely harmless, but highly disturbing. If you inspect the whole room, you will notice a slight insect-like buzzing that gets louder as you get closer to the center. In the middle of the room lies an odd-looking ring. The room is filled with a now deafening buzzing. If you touch the ring, you will carry Kedareth's white hives the rest of your life, until consuming you. Truly the worst fate of fates. Okay, that's the white hives. Kedareth's grace. This ring will only be appreciated by those who seek the favor of the forbidden god. The path of bearing the burden is fair for giving birth to the purest of blessings. Gross.
Ugh.
Room guarded by an undead dark sorcerer. His mummified body is frail and will fall apart with one blow. but his powerful rags are deadly and fast. Or his powerful rays are deadly and fast. At first, the room will remain in complete silence until you enter into his range. Then the room will fill with blinding, flashing lights as he fires sparkling beams at you. The Shield of Truth could fulminate the corpse instantly, but if you manage to dodge the rays and get close enough to inflict a deadly blow or snatch his necklace, that would also do the job. Nice threads. They're mine now.
I love how he stole their clothes.
8. The Abyssal Garden? A hidden garden deep inside the labyrinth. An unexpected delight catches you by surprise, a very dim light coming from the ceiling silhouettes, the floor around the room in a beautiful way. Deep within the shade sanctum lies a pale garden. Excuse me. Lies a pale garden surrounded by ivory pillars. In the middle of the room, a talking skull floats ominously, swaying from side to side. The skull will not harm you in any way. If you talk to it, the skull will answer with riddles and nonsense. It enjoys the company of those who appreciate the garden. That's kind of nice. So that says 8, and this says 6. What's happening? What the fuck?
Oh boy.
An empty room full of bricked up archways. This room hides a secret within its walls. You must first close your eyes or extinguish your torch and then walk through the room until you bump into a chest. Do not open your eyes yet. Not until you open the chest and grab the hilt that lies inside. Now, holding the sword, you may behold the unseen blade, or at least its handle, since its steel is invisible to the naked eye. This sword has the power to slay the intangible, from ghosts to shadows. It also makes your movements harder to predict for your enemies. You feel the weight and length of its blade even though you cannot see it. Zugat the Unseen Blade. That sounds awesome though. That sounds really cool. The Puppet Without Strings. In the shadows, a wooden abomination lurks through the insides of the labyrinth, endlessly wandering the long hallways, crawling its walls like a spider. Made of bones and pine, the macabre marionette is a creation of the witches, their very own champion. To make the puppet inhumanly powerful, they crafted it using the bones of a great swordsman. The skills of the puppet are reminiscent of the former life of its bones. And a snake with poison.
Oh boy.
Pale swordsman marionette. Powered by the curse, the marionette swordsman swings its sword with inhuman speed. Its claws and steels are coated in poison. The best you can do to avoid the creature is to extinguish your torch every time you hear the clashing of wood nearby. Go defeat this formidable foe. You must smash its skull. Once broken, the puppet will collapse. So again, the poison inflicts you with infection, which is interesting. Typically different things. Yeah, this says 10, and this says 7. What the hell, guide? Why is this all mixed up?
Why?
A room covered in twisted roots and branches with a striking visage on one of its walls. In a cavity inside the mouth is a small puddle of poisoned water. Now, don't touch dank dungeon water. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, don't touch that water. That's nasty.
A vaulted ceiling room with 3 large columns. The room is perfectly symmetrical in every detail. If you enter the other door, you will find yourself in a highly illuminated but also empty version of the labyrinth and eventually face off against a shadow version of yourself. Oh boy, that's what the sword is for.
Oh boy! Smack.
An amalgamation of lengthy hallways and corners filled with the sound of familiar voice echoing within its walls. Dubious friend. Man-shaped figure dancing and jiggling in the dark. Its feet do not touch the ground. If light is shed over it, the creature will quickly pull away to the nearest dark corner by some kind of limb on its back. It is here! I am me! I found it! It repeats endlessly. Yeah, no thanks.
Limb on its back. That's a tail.
Yeah, I don't think it's a real thing.
Yeah, like, bye, buddy.
Bye. Vermis, the Infinite Mirage. A ghoulish figure points its bony figure, dragging your eyes to the ghost of someone you thought you would never see again, standing at the end of the cave, casting their own shadow. Emotions hit your chest like a hammer. Your feelings take over your body and want you to run towards them and never let them go, while your rational thoughts try to fight the infinite mirage. That's for the infant seeker.
Ooh. It's for you.
Yeah. The Bearer of the Axe. In the heart of the first level, the Shade Sanctum, you will find a great room full of arches as far as the eye can see. Here hides the cursed warrior. Once a brave knight who wielded a powerful weapon that ended up feasting on his own humanity. Now a blood-craved beast that wanders around the labyrinth, howling and screaming in pain, searching for fresh blood to eat its axe. Yeah, that's the axe from earlier, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So that would happen if you took the axe. And we were like, nah, man.
Yeah, we didn't touch that axe. We were just like, goodbye.
The warrior attacks in a hysterical and erratic manner, blow after blow, swinging his axe in between screams. If you trick it into swinging its weapon while you're right next to a column, the axe will get stuck in the stone. That is the moment when the warrior's arm is vulnerable to a fatal blow. Once you cut his arm off, the warrior collapses to the floor, motionless and silent. A visceral sound draws your sight to the severed hand. You contemplate in horror how the flesh twists and twitches before growing limbs, rapidly crawling away into the shadows. What the fuck? And turned into a spider and ran away.
Goodbye, Spooter. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Nasty.
Ugh.
The deepening. You may occasionally enter into this lengthy hallway at any moment without even realizing it, since the corridor is constantly moving around and changing its location. You walk for a long while, but the hallway does not seem to end. There are no doors or corners in sight. The wind starts to blow violently, and your torch starts to flicker. Do not bother walking your way back to the beginning. The hallway can extend itself in both directions. Eventually, you start hearing steps behind you. Every time you stop walking, the sound also stops. If you shed light in the direction of the footsteps, you will see a glimpse of a shadow quickly retiring into the dark. If you keep following the shadow, it will eventually get tired of this and face you. A monstrous visage looms in the shadows. Its grotesque and threatening features instantly make you want to pull your torch back to keep the horrific creature away from your sight. However, thinking about the monster freely lurking in the shadows is somehow more terrifying, so you keep the torch close to its face. What an irksome little thing, that flickering light of thine. Hast thou considered joining the shadows? A warm and comfortable lodging despite what it may seem. Thou art welcome here, lost traveler. Extinguish thy fire and join our home.
Ugh.
If you accept the invitation, you will join the darkness in eternity, leaving your mortal body behind, never to be alone again. If you kindly refuse, the creature will go away without saying a thing. The wind will stop blowing abruptly, and the illusion will eventually fade away. You will then be able to discern, in the distance, a big gate at the end of the hallway. 12? A room flooded with dark, murky water, a cavity in one of the walls hides an odd-looking artifact. It is difficult to deduce the purpose of the artifact, but it has an inscription at its feet that reads, Butcher's Firstborn. In order to use the artifact, you must harm yourself with it. In exchange for your blood, a deep wound, or one of your limbs, it will grant you the following. Blood, the Butcher's Blessing. Wound, the Paladin of Flesh. Limb, Meat Demon. I don't think you want any of those.
No, thank you.
The wounds inflicted by the Butcher's Firstborn will never fully heal. Yeah, fuck that.
No, goodbye.
Oh shit, we're in the pool rooms.
Ugh.
The Drowned Labyrinth. Stagnant underground waters dominate most of the lower reaches of the labyrinth. It is inevitable that at some point you will have to cross the flooded corridors of the Shade Sanctum. Excuse me. The knee-high water hinders your movement. Throughout the corridors, you can hear the disturbing echoes of something moving through the water in the distance.
Wait.
Is that 15 XV?
XV is 15.
A large room that leads to several hallways, all of them are incredibly lengthy. It can take a couple hours to reach the end of one of them. The water makes crossing them a grueling task. At the end of the hallway is a rotting corpse dressed in ceremonial garments, bloated by the stagnant waters. And then I think that's 18. XVIII. A room with a well. Thanks. Oh, is that the well from the beginning?
XVIII is 18.
Oh, 18. Yeah. Is that the well from the beginning? A room with a well. Once inside the room, you contemplate the space, the leaking walls, the rippling reflection of your torch on the water, the glistening on the damp stone walls. You have an unusual feeling about this room. As you approach the well in the middle of the room, your chest starts pounding. You feel uncomfortable but do not know why. You hesitate for a moment. This well seems oddly familiar somehow, but eventually the urge for knowledge makes you step forward and look at the reflection. The reflection stares back at you, deep hollow eyes you cannot recognize, the body of a stranger made of old bones and paper-thin skin. The image in the well fills you with dread. Illusion falters. A feeble illusion shatters in silence. The bold swaddles you The void swallows you gently, welcoming you back. A life has been lived, and the dream is no longer. The old bones now slumber, waiting for the moon to shine once again. And I think that's it. Which flesh is your flesh? 15 pounds? Euros? Is that what that says? Yeah.
We kind of just played in that well.
So,
If we did.
it's all an illusion. The book is all a dream of a Skeleman.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, that was the first book. We'll be back with the second one. See ya.
Oh boy.
Whee!